Well, the Habs and the Leafs certainly didn't waste any time welcoming everybody to the regular season. Let's have some first game reactions, huh? Overtime, shootout, hat trick, fight, misconducts. Game one had it all. An Original Six rivalry, Habs versus Leafs, opening night for the 2023-24 season. You know fans were hyped for this one, but I'm not sure anybody thought that they would see a 6-5 shootout game on this opening night. There's a lot to unpack from this game. So on today's show, I'm going to give you my reactions to the big standout moments in what was a very exciting game to watch. Oh, and we've got kind of a big announcement to make about some exciting new productions here at Rocket Sports, so you're going to want to stick around till the end of the video to hear about that. You know, I just love a fourth line leadoff to start the season. Who saw that coming? Fourth line made up of Jake Evans at center, with Raphael Harvey-Pinard on his left wing and Jesse Ylönen on his right wing. This line turned out to be really impactful all night, starting with just minutes into the game. Jake Evans taking advantage of the fact that TJ Brodie lost an edge, went down, and managed to get himself a bit of a breakaway and potted the game and the season's first goal right off the bat for the Habs. Jesse Ylönen showed off his silky mitts abilities later in the game when he potted one of his own off of a nice feed off the boards from Raphael Harvey-Pinard, and Ylönen was able to get in, deke a little bit, little forehand, backhand, made Samsonov believe he was taking the shot, and then kind of deked around and got it past him. Really nice display there from Ylönen and the setup by Harvey-Pinard, and I will say I appreciate the fact that they have started Harvey-Pinard on the fourth line. I think that could be a strong fourth line, and I also believe that despite the fact that Harvey-Pinard has had some success, maybe up on the second line and so forth, sometimes even up on the first line, that I think he needs time to get used to the NHL more. He doesn't have a ton of experience yet before he's really getting steady top 6 minutes, and so he's got to earn his way up there, and I think the fourth line did an exceptional job on Wednesday night. Welcome to Montreal, Alex Newhook. Newhook looking like he was just slotted right in, like he's been playing with this team forever, getting 2 goals on the night. Just really looking solid, absolutely showing off his skill. And if we can see more of that from Alex Newhook, even in the rest of this first week or this first couple of weeks of the season, boy, then that could end up being well worth the price that Kent Hughes paid to get him. So fingers crossed that that kind of action continues. Bravo, Juraj Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky's play on the ice on Wednesday night was probably some of the best that I've seen him play in the year that he's been with the organization, particularly the play where he laid a huge hit in the defensive zone along the boards, was the last man back, and absolutely activated the legs and the skates, came up and joined the rush and was actually leading the rush for a little bit, and a nice little backhand tap and set Newhook up. My goodness, him and Doc and Newhook, they look great together, but the focus for me on this point is that Slafkovsky started to show some confidence and a little more maturity. Still lots to work on. He's still young. There are still plenty of areas to improve on, but there were glimmers of some really solid things from Slafkovsky's play on Wednesday night. Cole Caufield had 2 power play goals. 2 on a power play that is, stagnant is being nice for the last few years. Now, of course, one of them got called back because it was offside, which is quite unfortunate. But the key factor for me is that Cole Caufield was scoring on the power play, on the man advantage. Now, it didn't look as great in overtime. In fact, they weren't able to capitalize or convert on the man advantage in overtime, which is what sent the game to a shootout and ultimately saw the Canadiens losing the game because they lost in the shootout. But a little bit of encouragement that there were some things happening on the power play. But boy, what a momentum shift after Caufield scored that first power play goal and it was overturned. It's amazing sometimes how instantaneously that can bolster one bench and make things a little more tense on the other bench. And that's exactly what happened. You had Gregor scoring first, and then Austin Matthews comes in, pots his first of what would be 3 on the night. I mean, a hattie on opening night. Austin Matthews loves the big stage on opening night, that's for sure. So yes, there were plenty of good things to see from the Canadiens on this night. There were some things maybe that were kind of glaring that they need to work on as well. I can't say too much badly about Jake Allen in net. A couple of those goals he would want back. There were some that were a bit soft, but at the other hand, particularly in overtime, that poke check that he made that essentially saved the game there in overtime, at least. He made some pretty big saves in some pretty big key moments, and I think that's where his experience in the NHL really comes into play and makes him, for me, the choice to be the starter for this season, at least for now, because he's able to make those big saves in those big moments. And Rick Stevens, who is the site editor and our founder and president here at Rocket Sports, has a terrific recap from last night's game on thn.com/Montreal. So I've included a link just above. You'll just want to tap that. You're going to get that and a game preview every single game day, in addition to all of the other content about the Canadiens and the Laval Rocket that we've got to offer there at thn.com/Montreal. So bookmark it. Speaking of the Laval Rocket, I promised you at the top of the show that I had a special announcement to make, and I'm really excited about this. We have had such a tremendous response from all of you out there on YouTube when it comes to this show, Habs Hockey Report, which debuted back in March of 2022. And we have seen such growth from our audience and subscribers. We've had so many comments and messages of support from all of you that you really enjoy this format that we're doing. And once a week, just getting kind of a quick look at the hottest topics surrounding the Montreal Canadiens. I will now be coming to you twice a week, not just once a week, but twice a week. And that is because starting next Tuesday, we are taking our Laval Rocket coverage from podcast form to YouTube form. And next Tuesday, right here on our Rocket Sports YouTube channel, you'll find the debut episode of Rocket Hockey Report. It will be a format very similar to this one, except this time it will only be focused on the Laval Rocket and what the prospects for the Montreal Canadiens are doing in the AHL. If you're interested in keeping up with the news and analysis of the next generation of the Montreal Canadiens, then it's something you're definitely going to want to make sure that you check out every Tuesday. And I'll still be here every Thursday with Habs Hockey Report as well. So you'll have Rocket Hockey Report on Tuesday, Habs Hockey Report on Thursday. Very excited to get started. And it'll be, like I said, a very similar show to this one. And we're going to do a little renovation on our look around here at Habs Hockey Report as well. So it's an exciting week next week as the season gets underway. We are bringing you more of the content that you love and that you've been asking for. And so if you haven't done so already, tap that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell. You won't ever want to miss an episode. And hey, we even have our flagship podcast, Canadiens Connection, which is hosted by Rick Stevens and Michael Spinella. That comes out here on our YouTube channel every Monday. So you get a long form podcast if you're interested in something like that, or Rocket Hockey Report and Habs Hockey Report are your really short form, super consumable little glimpses into what's going on with the AHL and the NHL when it comes to the Montreal Canadiens. Don't forget, drop us a comment down below. What did you like the best from the Habs season opener against the Maple Leafs? It might have been a loss, but it was a pretty exciting game. What did you think stood out the most to you? And I just mentioned the Canadiens Connection podcast. If you missed last week's episode, it is prediction season, and I joined Rick and Michael on the show last week. We laid out our 10 bold predictions for the Montreal Canadiens for this season, and we might have thrown in some bonus ones about the NHL as well. Laying it on the line, we'll check back in the spring to see which one of us was the most accurate. And if you missed that, well, you are definitely going to want to check it out. And hey, play along. Write down your predictions as well. We can check them all together at the end of the year. You can watch that video right here, and I'll see you back here on Thursday next week for Habs Hockey Report, and I hope I see you on Tuesday for the Rocket Hockey Report. Thanks for watching.